2.0 Developer Livestream just released. It is so peak and literally jam-packed with so many details. But if you've ever seen this channel before, you know that we focus on the story. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to examine the Developer Livestream and break down everything they said about the story of 2.0. There is loads to talk about, but before we do, I just want to say, this channel is my passion, and it's been a lot of hard work for over a year. So, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel, and it really does help. And maybe you do like what I make, but you have a few suggestions. That's fine. Hit me up in the comment section down below. I really do read all of the comments that are posted to this channel. And hey, you'll probably love my Discord server as well. At the moment, we're a small but amazing community, and we welcome anyone who loves Zenless. One final thing before we start from me personally, I just want to say thanks for watching, and that I really do appreciate and love each and every one of you. Alright, let's talk about the story of 2.0. As I watched through the developer live stream today, I took notes, so that's how I'm going to handle this. We're just going to go over the notes that I took and talk about everything that could be related to the theories, lore, and more of Zenless 2.0. So starting this off, it's mentioned right away something called corruption and miasma. I think this has a lot to do with just tainted ether, but it affects you differently than just walking into a hollow and being overly exposed to the ether inside. When in a hollow and exposed to ether, it corrupts every cell in your body and turns that cell into an etheric state. Therefore, you become an ethereal. Miasma, however, seems to be different. It seems more like a poisoning of sorts. An ether sickness, perhaps, where the person affected by the miasma is said to experience hallucinations, and mental distress, making it hard to discern if anything is real or not. It's already assumed that Yishuan and the students of the Yunkai Temple focused their ether manipulation to battle the miasma. Another thing that was mentioned very clearly is that the fall of the old capital was 11 years ago. This is something that a lot of people have already predicted and calculated, myself included, but now we have an official confirmation that 11 years ago was the exact date. It may not seem like much, but it's really good to know when trying to calculate Zenless history. While we're on the topic of the fall of the old capital, it's also said that the Yunkai monks were also there, guarding the residents of Eridu from the ethereals. This is something that they do. It's kind of a mission of theirs, or maybe a rite of passage in ways, where students will go out into the world and do hero work, because that's their ninja way. Moving on, it was said that lumite ore is refined to make porcelain. Due to its rigidity and anti-corruption properties, porcelain is used in military gear. The mining and production of lumite ore into porcelain is going to have a heavy effect on the story of 2.0. Some have already pointed out that Jane Doe's blades and Evelyn's wires are made of porcelain. The two of them are so very mysterious and have such a complicated history, it's no surprise that they got their hands on some anti-corruption properties for their weapons. Do they know something that we don't? Or something we're going to find out soon? In the Waifei Peninsula, raw lumite ore is often worn as pendants or charms to ward off evil and attract wealth. Could this be just a tradition, or does lumite ore actually have the properties to ward off evil and attract wealth? It is a pretty coveted substance that seems to only be found in the Waifei Peninsula, so it's no surprise that local legend would build around it for its rarity. But if I know the developers, I'd say it probably does have some kind of supernatural element. The developers slyly slipped this into conversation. I think they were purposely trying to be cryptic about it. They said that Yishuan will have an encounter with a mysterious old friend. I have a theory, this is just based on speculation, but the previous drip marketing for Waifei Peninsula, right at the very end, it showed Yishuan and a puddle, a lake perhaps, and a droplet falls into the water, and in the water surface you can see a red-haired woman. I think because Yishuan's story is so much like a kung fu classic movie that this will probably be her teacher, sensei, master type person. Or maybe even her rival. That'd be cool. Overall, it was super quick and super cryptic, so that tells us that it was probably purposeful character drip marketing. Now we're going to talk about Jufufu. Yishuan has many disciples. Jufufu is the senior sister. The other students call her Senior. Yishuan also calls her Super Scary Big Tiger, and says she doesn't dare disobey what Jufufu says. This is an incredible fact to learn. It really puts into perspective how strong Jufufu is. If Yishuan is a Void Hunter level of strength, and Jufufu is her assumed second in command, that puts Jufufu near the top of the list of Zenless agents in terms of strength. And I think Yishuan might agree. It seems that Jufufu was taken in as a disciple by Yishuan during the events of the Fallen Eridu. She was just a child at the time, so probably defenseless and rescued from the event itself. The more I learn about her, the more I freaking love her. The developers mentioned that Jufufu is super organized and composes her own poems and even recites them. Love it, love it, love it. She's so fluffy, I could die. The artifact or weapon that Jufufu uses in battle is her companion named Hu Wei. And it's not clear, but it may be sentient. It seems to have a personality of its own. It is quickly said that we will be getting new story for Trigger and Soldier 11, as well as the rest of Oval Squad. The developers say that we'll learn more about them and their destinies and their reason for crossing the River of the Dead. Okay, what does that mean? They don't even hint. They just say all the supernatural stuff aside and move on. Thanks for that. Now I have so many questions. Anyway, I'm super excited to find out more about Oval Squad. I really feel like the remaining members that they have teased are worth the wait. I mean, we've had Soldier 11 and Oval Squad in the game since beta, so getting the rest of them a year into the game seems like a long time, but it really did build the anticipation. It really did. Phaethon officially joins Yunkai Summit's training temple as Yishuan's active disciples, not just following her around and learning things. So the siblings will have to upkeep and run the temple by deploying Bangbu on expeditions to gather resources and manage. Yep, we're going to get our own temple, and it will have levels and we'll have to upgrade it, and when it does, it will advance and grow. Pretty cool. Lots of games do this, but it's pretty cool. And I think it'll play into story because Phaethon will perhaps show their growth through the upgrading of this temple and their ether manipulation. I am a wise main, and I personally can't wait to see him use ether manipulation in the Hollows and realize that he's a badass. And you know, thinking about it, I think Belle would also be a badass too. I mean, she's so spunky and energetic. Now we're going to super quick take a look at the shopkeepers of Wi-Fi Peninsula because I think they're pretty great. Okay, now I'm going to push through quickly on these last few things that I found interesting from the 2.0 Developer Livestream related to story and lore. Proxies can now watch movies with agents and NPCs to learn more about them and strengthen their bond. This is kind of like a date that you go on, a outing, whatever it's called. Only you watch movies together and talk about the movies and get to know each other. The Greek god Hercules makes a cameo as a Bangbu mech dug up by Belobog Industries. This is tied to an entire event and new gameplay mechanic where you actually get to play as the Gundam-like Hercules mech. Jufufu talks a lot about slaying demons and eradicating evil. Is this just a way to speak about ethereals and hollows? Or is it hinting at something more sinister, like the Order and their plans? We definitely know that Zenless is moving in a direction of way more supernatural things while staying combined with mechanized things and retro things. And last final detail, during Yishuan's story, we will talk to Oboe Squad to uncover new details about a new breed of symbiote ethereals. Yep, ethereals are getting smarter, ethereals are evolving. Why? We're gonna find out. This is a big deal for the game, it really pushes the story forward and I cannot wait for that. The main story of this game sweeps me off my feet every single time, and this sounds like it is definitely main story material. So that's the majority of things that I discovered from the Developer Livestream related to story and lore. If I missed anything, if you learned anything, or you just want to chat, hit me up in the comment section down below. For me and the lore community, this is exciting stuff, and I can't wait to talk about it with each of you. So go comment or join my Discord, and let's talk there. Link in the description below. I personally am super excited about 2.0. I know a lot of gameplay features will be upgraded, but I think it's all good. It's all good. Good stuff. And I can't wait. So until then, proxies and bang boos, I'll see you in New Aerodale.